It's my birthday! Well, basically, when I'm filming this, it's not my birthday yet. But when you're watching it, it's my birthday. So come congratulate me now, do it. Hello guys, welcome to another weird intro. You know how we do it here. So, for my birthday, you already know, like by the past few videos, that this year I felt like I was reborn, right? Like I started my fitness journey and I started this YouTube channel, and basically I started lots of things for me, right? Like I'm focusing on myself, I'm focusing on my journey. I've started a new business, which is like so fucking exciting. And I chose to do this first video of my 34th year in this world about self-belief. I paused because you heard Buckley's nails on the floor. He like come looking at me like, who are you talking to? Anyway, self-belief. I have notes here, which is something that I never do on YouTube, but for this video I had to have notes. I put more lights. I make myself laugh. I know it's only me. I know you don't laugh when you watch it, but it's part of the deal. So, self-belief, what is it all about? I talked about it briefly on my last video. Like, I only started believing in myself like a month ago or like few months ago, and I think that fitness had a tremendous impact on it. Like, I think it's the easiest progress to look at, you know what I mean? Because it's like a physical progress. Like I can lift 2 kilos and then I can lift 5 kilos. Whoa, that's a progress, you know what I mean? But I want to go like way back. So before, like in 2012, I decided I wanted to study design, and I went to like, you know, like a pre-university. It was like a short course to get accepted to university. And in that course, they taught me how to draw. So I never drew in my life, obviously. Like I never held a pencil, and my the first drawing was of a guitar. Like they held a guitar and like draw this, and it was like, unfortunately I don't have that drawing, but it was terrible. Like it wasn't proportional. Like I couldn't even get like the curved line straight, right? But then like the teacher constantly told us, it's like a muscle, it's like a muscle. Like the more you practice it, you know, it's like the mind muscle connection also. Like the more you practice it, the better you'll be at it. Like everything in life basically. And I never believed that, right? I never believed I could draw. Like everything, like I didn't have proportions right, I didn't have perspective right, like everything looked like a mess. And then like one night, I really remember it vividly. One night I just sat and I drew this portrait of my cousin's son, and I was like, wow, okay, like I made this, you know, like wow, okay, it looks cool. I mean, maybe it wasn't that similar to the photo, but it looked decent, right? Like I constantly told on myself that I can't draw, right? Constantly, that was my thing. Like I can't draw, I can't draw, other people can draw. I envy them, and I am really jealous of people that know how to draw, blah blah blah. And then so I continued. So I drew a lot. So I told you, we had classes, and also like I took it as a mission to draw every day, every day, every day. And I'm gonna pop lots of drawing here, like from all this time. It was like, we're talking about like 2012, 2013. And finally, like, okay, and then I got into university. And when I got in university, like before my studies, I went to India and Thailand, and I had this tattoo of one of my drawings. And above that, I just wrote, oh, why do I get emotional so fast? And the sentence says, Dumbo could always fly, he just needed a magic feather. And I don't know if you watched the movie Dumbo, like the flying elephant, but basically Dumbo didn't believe he could fly. You know, he had these big ears and stuff, but he didn't believe he can fly. and he was like just mocked at because of his like big ears and stuff. And then the crow that was his friend, he gave him like a feather, and he told him that's a magic feather. Like if you shake it with your. By the way, I know how to do an elephant. I put lip gloss on, so it's not as good. But anyway, if you take your tail, if you take the feather and do like this with your trunk, then you could fly. And Dumbo believed in that. Like he said, okay, that's a magic feather. And then he succeeded flying. So if you didn't understand this sentence by now, it means that you only need to believe in yourself and the rest will follow. Like you can fly. Like you can fly if you only believe that this feather is magical, right? And that's taking me to another thing I want to talk about. So I saw this post the other day. I'm gonna look for it, but it talked about motivation versus consistency. I'm gonna explain. Like I think motivation obviously is a great thing, but motivation it's a bit tricky because motivation doesn't last too much, right? Usually we're motivated just to start something, like to start a process, and then like with the time like the motivation fades, and we don't succeed in like finishing our task or finishing our process, whatever. And I think consistency is much more important than that initial motivation, because I have days that I wake up and like the last thing I want to do on earth is to exercise. Like I just don't want to do it that day. But the consistency, like the consistent side in me says, okay, you don't want to do it, but you have to, because my goal is to work out at least 4 times a week, and then like it's my goal, so I have to do it, right? You gotta do it. And I think the longer, I don't think, like it's like a fact, the longer you be consistent with anything, the more you see results. And you know what? Even this YouTube video, I procrastinated on it so much. I still can't say that word. I think it will last like forever. But I didn't like, it's not that I didn't want to do it. It's just like, I said, okay, tomorrow I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to do it tomorrow. And then like, it's like kind of, I'm looking for my own, like, I still don't know how to excel on YouTube videos, right? I'm still learning, I'm still exploring, like, it's fairly new. I don't know how many videos I have up until now, but I'm not an expert, obviously. So I still don't know how to start. I don't know how to do an intro, and yet, right? Yet, like I will be better at it, like as long as I'll be consistent, as long as I will keep showing up and keep doing it. But the thing is, so you really remember that I think what helps me being consistent is thinking about the future, right? So I'm doing this now, so in the future I'll be really good at it, because if I won't do more YouTube videos, then I can't progress, right? I can't improve. I can't get better at it. So I'm always thinking about the future. Also in fitness, like if I don't work out now, then it's gonna be harder the next day, Now, I want to talk about something a bit upsetting that's been happening in the last like month or so, since I started like my new routine, and like since I started focusing on myself. So a little background, like I'm kind of a person that pleases other people, right? So throughout my whole life, I would have said yes to everything, and I would have helped my friends even when I can't, even when it's not comfortable for me. I would always say yes, and I would always put myself last. And I think when you start changing your behavior and start putting, and like when you put yourself first, like you should, people won't accept it always nicely, right? Because everybody is egoistic. Obviously, I'm not saying it is a bad thing. I think everybody should be egoistic. But the thing is, I get a lot of criticism from my like friends and family, right? Like I go to sleep really early. I go to sleep at like 10, sometimes even 9:30, and I really want to wake up at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And people are like, you became a grandma, like we don't see you, like, and so I only meet friends on the weekends now. And my family also, like we used to get together every Friday for like Shabbat dinner and stuff, which is fine, but I can't do this anymore. Like I can't have all my time be spent on other people. And it's gonna be hard to swallow for a lot of people, because putting yourself first isn't an easy task, like at all. But just learn how to say no, right? Just learn how to say no, and learn, like, of course, like I'm not saying it's not black and white. Yeah, keep seeing friends and keep seeing your family and all, like it's all good, but know how to be balanced enough so you will have enough time to work on yourself. So I work on my job, like on my business and stuff, throughout the week, and on the weekends I do YouTube videos, right? So yeah, I need that time. Like my time is precious, and my time is like not only my time, your time also is the most precious thing we have on earth, right? Because like it's like it goes out pretty fast. So learn to say no and learn to choose yourself first. Always put yourself first, always, always, always. And if someone's not loving it, then it's their problem, right? Okay, so I told you I got in university and I succeeded in drawing. Like I became a pretty good drawer, painter. No, not paint. Painting is like with paint. Whatever. I became good at it, right? And something that I could never do in my life up until like really recently is to own my wins. And what I mean by that is, like, if you succeed in something and if you have like a goal and you reach that goal and you nailed it, like pat yourself on the back, right? Like own your wins, and don't be afraid to say, yeah, I succeeded in something. Don't be afraid of, oh, people would think of me that I'm like I always worried about not being too full of myself so other people won't like think badly at me, right? I would downsize my wins to make other people more comfortable with themselves, right? And like even when I achieved something, I wouldn't be that proud of it. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. But like it turned out that I'm not holding my wins in front of me to be proud of them. And I think that's really important to build that self-belief, right? Because nowadays I know that if I'm starting like a design project, I know I'll be good at it. I just know because all the previous project I finished successfully. Whenever I have a goal, I achieve it, because that's what happened. It's like statistics, right? If it happened a few times before, then it's gonna happen again. And of course there will be struggles and there will be like setbacks, and it's all good. Life isn't just like roses and pink. What did I just say? But like life isn't just happy, happy, joy, joy. That's what I mean. I think it's really, really important to always, always remind yourself your wins, remind yourself your victories, remind yourself where you did really good, and even write it down, right? Because we're really like the easiest thing is to be really hard on yourself and judge yourself and critique yourself. It's really easy to say not, like it's not a big deal over your wins, but at the same breath we take really harshly like all of our losses, fails, that's the word. So don't get stuck on your fails, just remind yourself your wins. I'm a good designer and I can now say it. Okay, so lastly I want to share a short story, and I don't know how I didn't say it until now, but yay, it's my birthday and I have a new website. It's on, it's live, go watch it. I told you I have a new business. That's my website right there. And I didn't say it like last time, but I didn't talk about my business, but like I do web design and brand strategy. So if you're in need of that, I'm your girl, right? Anyway, while I was designing my website, and I did what's called mockups. And mockups is basically a way to visualize how like the end product will look like. And you often do it like in branding, like, basically you do it in everything. But I did these mockups of this app that I designed. It's a conceptual app, like I thought about the concept and designed it and everything. And while I was doing these mock-ups, I'm like, oh my god, I want this, like I want this, like I want this to be like a real product. I want to have that visual, like I want to have that t-shirt, and I want to have that pin, and I want to have that computer stickers and like everything. And the reason I'm telling you this is I just realized that visualization is so important. Like when you see something that looks real and you can almost touch it, you get excited. And I think we can really take it to just visualize what we want to achieve, right? And to really visualize it, whether it's in mock-ups like I did, or even writing it down, like draw it if you know how to draw, or even I don't know, like have like an inspiration board with all the things you want to achieve. Like, you know, our minds is the most important thing in all of this, right? Like when you set your mind at something, that's it. No, nothing will stop you. No one will stop you. Your mind is the strongest ever. So I really think that when you visualize it and you have that image in your brain, in your mind, you're gonna do everything it takes to achieve it. And this is gonna happen. Like I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this for sure. Like I'm just too excited by it. And also like the thumbnail of last week, I had like a mock-up of like an office with like my logo in it. Hell yeah, I want to do it. Like I want to have my own office, like with the logo and stuff. And I'm gonna achieve it. And I don't care how much time it'll take. Like it'll take 1 year, 2 years, whatever. It will happen because my mind is set to it. So that concludes our video. I really hope you enjoyed it and also like learned something from it. As I said, I'm just starting my own business, so just join me on my journey to see like what works best, what doesn't work at all. Like I'm not sure what content I will give to you like every week. Yeah, I'm gonna have, it's just it'll be like a trial and error, but like stick with me. And I just want to thank you for first of all watching this video and hanging out with me on my channel. Please like this video. It will really help me to reach more people and to fulfill one of my dreams, which is being a YouTuber. And also don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified on my next video. As I said, not sure what the content will be, but it will be kind of like this. And also let me know in the comments if you liked my new background, like sitting on the bed, hanging out with you. I felt it will be more personal than just sitting like next to my computer on the chair. And lastly, go do your workout. I can't stress it enough. Even like 10 minutes a day will help you believe in yourself and show up for yourself and be much more confident. And even like my therapist told me that I stand differently now, which is like I didn't notice it, but I think it's like inner confidence that fitness gave me. Anyway, go do your workout. I'll see you in the next one.